Y'all, this is rough. I know I say that a lot, don't I? I say this is rough a lot, but this really is. She's talking about moments from her 10-year marriage that were abusive. Like, she said she had a 10-year abusive marriage, and she's going to describe some moments that she had in that marriage. And again, but brace yourself. Here we go.
Marriage while getting ready for my life today. Welcome to That Was Abuse, where I talk about moments from my 10-year-long abusive marriage while getting ready for my life today. Most of these moments won't sound extreme. They're just the kind that hurt your bladder. One time my ex and I took a road trip to see his dad. It was about a 3-hour trip one way. 2 hours in, I told him I needed to pee. He said no. We were making good time, and besides, we were almost there. I wasn't really used to someone telling me when I needed to pee, but I waited and waited. I noticed that my ex seemed to be slowing down the car on purpose. He was laughing, then he turned up the heat and started making water noises with his mouth. Drip, drip.
Oh,
I thought maybe I just wasn't communicating my needs well enough. So I said again, I really need to pee. This isn't a joke. He rolled his eyes and told me to stop being so dramatic. He said I shouldn't have drank so much water before the trip. Then he reached over and started poking my stomach. I swatted his hand and told him to stop. That was my mistake. He grabbed my seatbelt and yanked it, but it was tight across my stomach. That really hurt. We stayed like that for the rest of the trip. And both he and his dad laughed at the way that I shot out of the car and into the bathroom when we finally got there. I have never been so close to having an accident in my entire adult life as I was on that car ride. And yet somehow, when we were sitting around the table with his dad, I was still the butt of the joke, and I was the one who was embarrassed. Took me another 8 years to leave, but that was abuse. Welcome to That Was.
And there are so many people out there who will not see that as abusive, right? That's like, you should have, and there are some abusers that will say, well, he has a point. You should have used the bathroom before you left. Women, right? Modern women. Yeah, I peed in the bottle. Jennifer says, I have car trip trauma. I would not eat or drink anything on the road trip just so I won't need to use the bathroom because he didn't stop and I sneezed. I can tell he learned this was okay from his dad by the story. Oh, goodness, Joni. There you go, Johnny. Oh, Joni? Yes, that's right there is absolute truth. Because his dad laughing and poking fun and making jokes, you can see where he got the toxic, abusive behaviors from. You can just see why he thinks that this is okay to make your wife almost piss on herself. You can see why he thinks it is okay. As a man, if my lady says she's got to go pee, I immediately look for somewhere to go. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do. My husband once pulled over on the interstate so I can jump in. I camper to pee. I got a good one. It's good. It's a good job putting it on this post right here. You got a bad one. I got a good one. Mine. Look at you. Mine used to let me piss in his hand. Like, come on now. My ex would not stop for the bathroom for our, at the time, 2-year-old daughter. Wow. She had an accident in his new to him truck with leather seats. He tried to light into her over. However, while I generally failed to defend myself, I was a mama bear for her. I reminded him that at her age, bladder control was not developed. As a grown man, his sense of decency. Yeah. Again, I hope she left. He was an engineer yet. That was, see. My daughter still remembers those car rides, and I was the butt of all the jokes when I stopped every 30 minutes in Disney World. Oh, God. Yo, these are awful situations right here. Like, these are so awful. Y'all see, like, so many people have these good marriages and good relationships. You don't realize what's going on behind the scenes in other people's lives, right? Nobody would ever think that this right here will be going on in other people's lives, or the people will be experiencing this type of stuff right here. We used to travel a lot, so I had many trauma trips. He refusing to, I was begging him. I threatened to pee in his truck. He stopped at a coffee shop. Grab the e-brake next time and kill yourself. I'm so sorry. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, this is rough right here, though, y'all. Oh, Lord. I'm about to scroll to somebody else's video. Yes. That's not good, but this narc dude is strictly an amateur. This is heavy-handed and practically intolerable. A pro narc is like 10 compared to this. I mean, there are different grades. Yeah, see, that's a man, Dean, trying to downplay what this woman went through. Dean's like, well, you had a 1 out of a 10. It's not that bad. You can't piss on yourself. Dean, this is but one example, one situation. Dude, this has never been. It's an abuse competition. You're trying to downplay it. Dean said you had a 1 out of 10. You had a 1 out of 10, and then you're crying about it. What's wrong with you? These women are never happy. They're never satisfied. They never this. They never that. Man, this is what goes on right here. This is you see what I'm saying. This is the life that people live right here, you know. But abuse is abuse. And some people, yeah, you didn't get hit, you didn't get hurt, but that was abusive, that was manipulative, that was controlling. And it only typically gets worse. Especially if you see his upbringing, like the other person said, his father was clearly a manipulative, horrible bastard, right? Um, and this is what ends up going on. He had a horrible bastard. He raised a horrible bastard son. Y'all, the bastard twins, right? The bastard offspring. And this is what happens. You get this type of stuff. The dad's just like, oh, she had to pee. You didn't let her pee, son. You might do your mom the same way. High five. Your mom was a stupid water drinking whore too. She did not. Your mama was a small bladder having whore, and I used to not let her piss either. You just like me, son. High five. Weirdos. The lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is where it goes, y'all. Anyway, y'all, hit the subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.